Okay, so tonight we're at the beginning of another war, and this is going to be a Purim 2.0. We're fighting Persia, and I think it's actually amazing that the idea that Reb Tzadok has for tonight on Parashat Shlach. So it's actually a very, very Purim-y idea, and it has to do with the essence of defeating Haman and defeating Persia is really connected to Adolo Yada, and of course that the learning that we're doing should be a merit for the entire Jewish people, and for all the soldiers, and for everybody, that wherever they are, that Hashem should protect us and really show us miracles, and open miracles, and only kindness, and only compassion, and that it should be the beginning of something big, okay? And this should be really, it should be messianic, and it should be redemptive, and this, what we're going through should be not just be historic in the fact that we're destroying their nuclear abilities, but it should be something even much bigger than that. It should be not just a revolution in Iran. It should be something really, really of geula, of the end of good times, b'ezrat Hashem. So the idea of Reb Tzadok shares in this week's parasha is an idea about the meraglim, about the spies that we have in this week's parasha, and the story of the spies is a fascinating story. That the Moshe Rabbeinu, so it sounds like it was his own idea that to do things in a more of a practical way. That if you want to take over a country, so you need to send spies first. So this is also like a shout out for all of our amazing Mossad agents all over Iran, and so you need spies. You need spies if you want things to get done. So you need spies, and so we send the spies. And the thing is that the spies mess up. Okay, that they're supposed to give a good report, and they give a bad report, and they give a messed up report. They give a very non-factual report. They get their emotions involved, and at some point they snap, and they go a little bit crooked, and it doesn't make sense. What the report that they gave, such a negative report, it seems illogical. It seems that they completely lost track of the facts, lost track of what Hashem wants from them, and that's a very surprising thing, because they were very big people. They were big tzaddikim. They were picked by the Jewish people. They were picked by Moshe Rabbeinu. It says that they were picked by Hashem. That Moshe Rabbeinu, before he picked every one of these, so he asked Hashem, "Is this a good person that we should elect as a spy?" And it says Kulam Anashim. Rashi says that they were all distinguished people, that they were all holy people, they were all tzaddikim, and it's a crazy thing. How did they make such a big mistake? How did they make such a big sin? And this is it's a big sin. This is the sin is changed. It changed the trajectory of the Jewish people forever. This is we're supposed to go into the land of Israel immediately, and it's because of this that we were destined that nation, that generation should not go into the land of Israel. And the truth is that this sin really has to do with our connection to the land of Israel. That this sin really has to do with our connection to being here, because this was the first time that we had a disconnect. Erev Tov. Chag Sameach. So this is the first time that we had a real disconnect with the land of Israel, and so there's a famous chazal that after, on this night of the sin of the spies, so it says that we cried. We cried because we thought it wasn't going to work out. We thought that going to Israel wasn't going to work out. So Hashem was so upset at the fact that we were down. He was so upset about the fact that we cried. So he says, "Atem b'chisam b'chia shachinam." You cried a cry of nothing, for nothing. And so ekvelocha b'chia l'daris. I'm going to make it that you're going to have a b'chia forever, for every generation, not for every chas v'shalom. And that night was the night of Tisha B'av. And from this night of the sin of the spies, so it worked out that from then on, so that it was called out to be a day of mourning. It was called out to be a day that we're going to have this disconnect from the land of Israel. They're going to be exiled. That our temple is going to be destroyed. That we're going to be thrown away from our land. So this is it's a really, we need to really get to the bottom of this. What is the problem? What is the sin? What was the mistake that these spies did? And and to understand, because that this is really our connection to the land of Israel, our right to be here, our right to be in the land of Israel in 2025. It has to do with this week's parasha, with what was this mistake. And so it's really, Hashem is really sending us a message of what we need to understand in order to have sovereignty here, in order to be able to be proud, in order to be strong, and to not have these dangers from all these different places. Like, I think that in this parsha is really the lesson of what it takes to have a strong hold in the land of Israel. So he brings that like on the simple level, the Zohar asks this question. The Zohar says, like what were they thinking? Why would they say something so stupid? So it says, like, what it says in the Zohar is, it can't be taken literally. It says that they knew that they weren't going to be leaders. That when they came to Israel, then they would no longer be leaders, and so then like they didn't want to lose their positions. Again, it doesn't make sense that such great people. It can't be that for such a personal, petty matter that they would drive the people of Israel to such destruction. Okay, so he says like this, that they were certainly a very, very holy nation, a very, very holy generation. It says in the Zohar as well, that the generation of the Midbar, the generation that were in the desert, they were called the Dor De'ah. They were called the generation of understanding. And the fact that this is a result of the fact that they were eating the manna for 40 years, that they were drinking from the well of Miriam, from the be'er of Miriam. So this is like supernatural. It was supernatural consumption, supernatural nutrition that the Reb Chaim Vital, the Rizal. So before the Rizal was able to teach Reb Chaim Vital the secrets of Kabbalah, so he took him into the middle of the Kinneret, and he understood because of his Ruach HaKodesh, he understood that there's a place in the middle of the Kinneret that there's still a connection to the Be'er Shel Miriam and to this well of Miriam, and he gave Reb Chaim Vital a drink from the well of Miriam, and only through that understanding, only through having that one sip from the Be'er Shel Miriam, was he able to really comprehend the secrets of Kabbalah, and that's why we have all of the teachings that there is. I was only from Reb Chaim Vital. So one sip from the Be'er Shel Miriam was able to make Reb Chaim Vital, that he was able to decimate all the teachings of Kabbalah to us. So if you think about it, like, these are people that every single sip of water, every single drop, their entire 40 years was from the Be'er Shel Miriam. So they had a certain amount, like, it certainly makes a lot of sense that it was a generation of das, of amazing understanding. They were a very, 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 very high level. And so really, we have to understand what was actually the issue. So the question is that if they were such an amazing generation, so why didn't they deserve? Why didn't they deserve to come in? The pasuk says in regarding coming into the land of Israel, Lo b'tzidkatcha uv'yasher levavcha ataba l'vashes t'aretza. That when it comes to connecting to the land of Israel, when it comes to inheriting the land of Israel, so we need to know that lo b'tzidkcha, it's not because you're so awesome, it's not because you're so righteous. Ki'im b'rishas hagoyim ha'ela, it's because that Chamanai is so bad. It's not because you're so good. It's because the bad guys are so bad. That's why Hashem is going to destroy the enemies. It's not because you're so good. It's because they're so bad, and because of the hakim esadava, the man hakim esashvur shenishbar lavasecha. So that's because Hashem wants to fulfill the promise that He promised to your forefathers, to Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. So it's not because of you. You need to know that your connection to the land of Israel is not because you deserve it. It's only for two reasons. First of all, because the bad guys are so bad, so they deserve to be destroyed. So like, who else? Who should I give it to now? Okay, yeah, I'll give it to you. But it's really because they're so bad. It's not because you're so good, and also because He promised it to your forefathers. But it's not because you understood it. So Reb Tzadok writes that what happened was that these spies, they were very, very holy people, and they were the holiest people of a generation of such understanding, of such holiness, and they came to Israel, and they were spying in Israel, and they were really feeling this, they were vibing with this pasuk. That like this pasuk, Lo b'tzidkatcha uv'yasha levavcha ataba levesha tachatzam, it was really just resonating in their soul, that every step they took, they were feeling that you don't deserve to be here. You don't deserve to be here. You're not good enough to be here. It's not because you're so awesome. And so that really, really freaked them out. Because they knew that our generation is such a holy generation. And I know that I am the cream of the crop of my amazing generation. So and I don't deserve to be here. So certainly they don't deserve to be here. So it must be that the time is not right. It must be that we need to wait. And that's why they realized that if we don't deserve to be here, then we have to just push it off. And that is why they gave this bad report. This is why they gave this bad report. And he says that's what it means. That they realized that they thought that they weren't going to be in charge, they weren't going to be leaders when they came to Israel. They thought that it meant that the time is not right, and if you go right now, then you're all going to be destroyed. And so that is really the motivation, was that they didn't think it was the right time, because they felt in all of their neshama that we don't deserve to be in the land of Israel. Okay, so this, the question is, what was really the mistake? What was really the mistake? So this week's parasha, it says that Hashem is so upset about the fact that we messed up. Hashem says that the Jewish people, they tested me. They keep on messing up. That Vayinasu oti ze eser pamim v'lo shama b'koli. They've tested me 10 times. 10 times they tested me, and they don't listen to me. So in the Gemara, it lists off the 10 times that they tested Hashem with the Chet HaEgel, with the man, with the water. And this is the 10th. This is the 10th time that we tested Hashem, and so this is the pinnacle. So Tzedek says, as any Kabbalist would say, that 10 times, 10 spheres. Of course, Chazal, they must be talking Kabbalah here, and so if this is the pinnacle of all the 10 tests, so it must be that the 10th one is corresponding to the highest of the Sefirot, and that is Keter. Okay, Keter is the highest of the Sefirot. So what is the character trait? What is the avoda which is connected to Keter? It's very simple. The one under Keter is called Chokhmah. Okay, so Chokhmah is that when you start to understand things a little bit, when things you don't really understand things. Really understanding things is only through analyzing things. That's only through the next sphere, which is Bina. But Chokhmah is the inspiration. When you have a certain direction, we have a certain this aha moment. That's what Chokhmah represents. And Keter represents beyond that. So what does that mean? If Keter is beyond Chokhmah, so then that means the Keter represents emunah. Okay, that brings from the Zohar that the midah which is corresponding to Keter is the midah of emunah, and it means that I have no clue. I have no idea what's going on. I just trust Hashem. I feel clueless. I feel like I have no idea coming or going. I just know that it's going to be good at the end. But why? Don't ask me. I don't see how this is going to cause this and that's going to cause that. I don't see anything, any cause and effect, and I just trust Hashem. Yeah, that's Keter is from a place. Keter is from a place that there's absolutely no understanding whatsoever. So what is the emunah? What is the emunah of Keter? What is the emunah of Keter? So there's different levels of emunah. There's emunah just to know that there's a God. So there's a simple level of emunah. There's something that the Lubavitcher Rebbe talks about a lot. There's a simple level of emunah is that just don't be atheist. Don't be atheist. It doesn't take a lot of brains not to be atheist. The Lubavitcher Rebbe would say, it's what they call in the secular world the argument by design, that if you see order in the world. So you can't have seder without a misader. You can't. The world is so precise. The world is so delicate balance of all the different, like how all the electrons work together and how all the different energies work together, and how precise everything is. It couldn't have come by accident. When you see seder, so there must be a misader. So that's very simple. It's a very simple level of understanding. It's a very low level of emunah. The Lubavitcher Rebbe writes, it's really from the Balatanya, that, and it's something that I think was influencing Reb Tzadok over here, that there's a higher level of emunah. There's a higher level of emunah, and that's emunah which is beyond reason. That's a very rational kind of emunah. Right? Einstein said that like the more you learn about science, the more that you realize that it couldn't have come by accident. Einstein believed in a God. He didn't believe in God of the Torah, but like he believed that there must be some higher wisdom designing, higher power designing the creation. So like that there's a certain level that makes sense. There's some level of believing in God that makes sense. But there's a higher level of emunah. There's a higher level of emunah that a yid is called upon to have, that defies reason, that is beyond reason. He explains this is what it means, that there's a very interesting pasuk. It says by Avram Avinu, v'heming b'Hashem v'yachshaveh lo tzedakah, that he believed in Hashem and Hashem considered it a tzedakah, like Hashem considered, like I'm giving you a present. I'm giving Hashem a present by believing in you. And so the Ramban asked on Rashi, we're like, what does that mean? Like God is telling you something, God is telling you a promise, and he believed it. Okay, Hashem, I believe you. That's like, it's God, like Abraham is a Navi, he knows who God is. If God says something, you can trust him. Like you don't need why is it just amazing? Oh, thank you. I've been telling nobody believes me. Why is it such an amazing thing that Abraham believed Hashem? So Tzedek says what it means is like this. That what was the prophecy? What was the prophecy that this is speaking about? The prophecy is that Hashem told him that your descendants are going to be kechachvei hashamayim, that your descendants are going to be like the stars of the sky. So, you know what that means when Hashem is saying that your descendants are going to be like the stars of the sky. So what it really means is that your kids are going to be awesome. Your kids, they're going to be superstars. They're going to be superstars. And so Abraham, he had a logical question here. What was the question? That, but there's free will. So if there's free will, so statistically, so my kids, they can't all be superstars. They're going to make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Humans make mistakes. So how can you tell me that they're going to be superstars? They're going to be stars. How can you say that they're going to be great? They're going to be tzaddikim. That if you believe in free will, then you believe that it's possible that they won't be superstars. So he says that there's a famous question. There's a famous question that the Rambam talks about, and that is, the Rambam says that this is one of the most difficult questions in the entire world, in the entire Jewish thought. That is that there's two opposite paradoxical concepts that Judaism believes in simultaneously. Number one is we believe that Hashem knows everything, and if we believe that Hashem knows everything, that includes that He also knows the future. Okay, that's called Yedias Hashem. There's another very clear doctrine in Judaism, and that is we believe in Bechira. We believe in free will. And so the Rambam says that these two things are contradictory, because if we really have free will, that means that there is no known outcome. If Hashem knows what I'm going to do, then I didn't have free will, because it was actually impossible for me not to do it. And if I really have free will, then Hashem can't know it. They can't both be that Hashem also knows what I'm going to do. It says in God's book what I'm going to do, and at the same time I actually have free will. Okay, that's the contradiction. And so the Rambam says that this is a big question. This is a big question, and it's a question that we can't understand because we're just human. But Hashem has godly understanding, and it says, he brings the pasuk, Ki lo machshavotai machshavotechem. My thoughts are not like your thoughts. Hashem says that I'm different than you. At the end of the day, I'm God, you're humans, so I'm going to get things that you don't get because I'm a little bit smarter than you. And so it's okay. We can deal with the fact that we don't understand everything, and for us it's going to be a contradiction, and Hashem can have it that we have free will at the same time. He knows everything, and that's okay. And so Rav Tzadok writes that the Rizal, when the Rizal writes about Bechira, he writes that there is a higher level of consciousness, i.e. God consciousness, that in this higher level of consciousness that there actually is no Bechira. And so really that if a person would be in this higher level of consciousness, then he would actually supersede the entire world of Bechira. That he would enter a world that everything is just Hashem. Like Innate milvado, there is no everything. I'm just a puppet. Like we would be forced, so to speak, to do Hashem's will, and like everything would just be happening. Like there's a consciousness that for most of us is the consciousness that we live in, is the consciousness of Bechira, but actually a higher consciousness, which is a consciousness that supersedes free will, and it's a consciousness of Yediyas Hashem. So that consciousness which supersedes Bechira, which overpowers Bechira, so that is the consciousness of emunah. And this is the higher emunah. This is emunah that a non-Jew is never expected to come to. This is a higher level of emunah that I believe that there is a world of Innate milvado. I believe that there is a world in which I actually am just living as a puppet. I'm actually just, my entire existence is simply an illusion, and really there is nothing besides Hashem's will. And this is the emunah. This doesn't make sense because logically speaking, of course, everything here is real, and our entire existence, like from our experience, is absolutely that we absolutely have free will. Like what I say goes, and Hashem says, okay, but I want you to close your eyes and realize that's of course you think that because you're humans. Nebuch, like if you could just see things from my perspective for just one moment, then you would just laugh through this whole thing. And so Hashem is saying that's why I think that every Yid is a superstar. I'm telling you, Avraham, your children is going to be kochavim. They're going to be like stars. And Hashem is like Avraham is thinking, like, you sure, Hashem? Like, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to have like pretty messed up kids. I'm going to I see, like, who knows what he saw? Like, he saw the golden calf, maybe he saw the Enlightenment movement, maybe like he saw like assimilation, and he saw who knows what mess up, like how messed up he saw things. And he says, like, are you sure, Hashem? Like the stars? Hashem says, yeah, they're stars. Okay. So Avram said, Hashem, if you say they're stars, they're stars. And that's what Hashem said, thank you. Like, I really appreciate that. That's tzedakah. Like, to give Hashem a present, you know what your present is? Your present is, the present that we give Hashem is, we can give Hashem our logical brain. Like, to give Hashem as a present our logical thinking, our rational thinking, and like, I'm willing to be irrational. I'm willing to put that on the side and recognize that, with all my rational thoughts, but like, I'm a little humanoid. So like, I can trust you. I can trust you if you say that Klal Yisrael is going to be superstars, then Klal Yisrael is superstars. So he says that this is the same thing. This is the same thing that we experienced later in history during the time of Kriyas Yam Suf. It says by Kriyas Yam Suf, Vayaminu B'Hashem of Moshe after that we had a special emunah by Kriyas Yam Suf, and it says that b'schus the emunah, in the merit of the emunah that we had, so Shar Solaim Shechina, that they had this divine Ruach HaKodesh, that they had like divine presence in them, and that's how they said the shira. That's how they said the song of Az Yashir. So it was because of this Shechina, because of this divine inspiration which came because of the emunah, which came because of Vayaminu B'Hashem. So he says, you know what it really means? that it says in Chazal that at the time of Kriyas Yamsuf that there was a kitruk, that there was a argument against the Jewish people. There was a prosecutor against the Jewish people that they said that this prosecutor angel said that what are you saving the Jewish people? Halalu avdei v'tazar v'halalu avdei v'tazar. That they were idolatrous. That even when they're going through the sea, they were Jews that like couldn't give up their avodah zarah. That they had their little Buddha that they kissed every time they went to sleep. And even though Hashem was like doing them like really awesome stuff, but like it was hard for them to part with their old ways. And so there was this kitruk, there was prosecuting angel that said like, Hashem, what are you doing? What are you doing? And so what it means when it says Ve'amina b'Hashem, when it says Ve'amina b'Hashem, that he has this emunah, b'schus the emunah, so Shashalem Shechina. So what it really means is that they understood that they don't really deserve to be redeemed, and they believed that it doesn't have to make sense. They believed that I don't have to deserve it. I don't have to deserve to be redeemed. Hashem, if you want to redeem me, okay, I'll just shut up right now. Like people, like whenever you give them compliments, so like they try to talk you out of it. They try to whatever you're complimenting, they like you did such a good job, and like they tell you, no, are you sure? Like, were you deaf? Like I made this mistake and that mistake and that mistake, and I said this stupid thing and that's like, and like did you see it? Like and like if you compliment their food, you say like, no, you like everybody. I'm positive it needed salt. The positive it was burned. It was rotten. It was like, and like they. If you compliment what they're wearing, they say, I can't believe it. Like I bought this. It was like it has a stain. And like they won't accept compliments because like there's a certain place that just shut up and just say thank you. Okay, just trust me. Like put all of your anxiety and throw it into the sea and just trust me. I'm telling you, you're good. I'm telling you, you're good. Just say, repeat after me. I'm worth it. I'm worthy. I'm good. I deserve it. And so this is the emunah of Ve'amina b'Hashem Kriyas Yamsuf. Even though there was this kitruk, even though all the angels were saying, Hashem, what are you doing? They don't deserve it. So the emunah was that I can trust that Hashem loves me even if at face value I don't deserve it. Okay, this is very, very awesome emunah. So this is why it says by Kriyas Yamsuf that Hashem tells Moshe Rabbeinu, Ma titzak elai, deber b'nei Yisrael v'Yisrael. So the Zohar says on this that Ma titzak elai, that this is not the time for emunah. This is not the time for tefillah. Ba'atika tayim elsa. This is the time for atika, which the Rav Tzadok explains. That means that that in the consciousness of Atika, this is the consciousness of Hashem's consciousness, so then nothing has to make sense. This is the consciousness that there is no Bechira. This is the consciousness that things don't have to make sense, that it doesn't go with the cause and effect, you're not saved because you deserve to be. And so this is really the emunah that brings us geula. It's not just the emunah that Hashem exists. It's not just the emunah that Hashem will save me. It's the emunah that I know that even though I don't deserve to be saved, Hashem will still save me because it doesn't matter. And so this is a new twist on emunah. Okay? There's a famous statement that like in Sichos Haran that it says that when Reb Nassan came to Rabbi Nachman for the first time, so he said that I want to like, he asked him like, why are you coming to me? He said, because I want to believe in Hashem, and he said you don't have emunah. You don't have emunah. You have emunah in Hashem. You don't have emunah in yourself. I have to teach you emunah in yourself. And like that's like a lot of what Rabbi Nachman was trying to teach us, and everything he taught is that like we believe that there's a God. Our problem is not that we don't believe in God. We don't believe that we deserve that God should have a connection with us. And this is a huge idea in this week's parasha, that it says that the spies, that when they gave the report, it says "V'anihi v'einenu kachagavim," that we were like locusts in our eyes. V'chein hayinu b'eineihem. It's a very interesting pasuk. We were in our eyes like locusts, and so we were in their eyes, meaning in the Canaanites' eyes. So everybody explains. So what does it mean that "V'anihi v'einenu kachagavim"? That it was a projection. That they, because they looked at themselves as being small, so that's why other people looked at them as being small. Like the problem was in their self-image. If you look at yourself like a loser, so then people are going to treat you like a loser. If you look at yourself like a superstar, then people are going to treat you like a superstar. Like it's all, you decide how people are going to treat you. If you are going to look at yourself as small, people are going to treat you as small. If you look at yourself as big, so then people are going to treat you big. So this is what Rabbi Nachman was telling Rabbi Nassan, that you need to believe in yourself. If you don't believe that Hashem cares about you, so Hashem is not going to care about you. The first step is to believe that I deserve a relationship with Hashem. If you don't think that you deserve a relationship with Hashem, so then you're lost. You're gone. You're lost. And so now the question is, but why? But Hashem, but I'm so bad. I made so many mistakes. I keep on messing up, consistently messing up. So that's where the emunah comes in. That's where that Hashem says, like, okay, just stop thinking so much. You just trust me. Just trust me. Like I'm telling you that, Rabbi Nachman has a story. He has a story called the Chacham Batam. The Chacham Batam is a story about that you have two friends. That one of them was always overthinking, and one of them was just very simple. And so part of the story, which is one of the most important parts of the story, is that the king is very interested. Like he hears that there's interesting that these two friends, the one is so sophisticated, one is so simple, so he wants to meet them. And so first he sends a messenger to the sophisticated one, and he says the king wants to meet you. And he starts thinking. He says, like, the king, why would the king want to meet me? It doesn't make sense. That's like, it's because I'm so smart. I'm sure the king has other smart people. I'm sure he himself is pretty smart. That doesn't make sense. I have to think about this. This doesn't make sense that the king would want to talk to me. And so he thinks about it a lot, and then he says, you know what? I have a great idea. He asked the messenger, did you actually see the king? Did you ever actually meet him? He said, no. He said, no, I never met him. He said, I knew it. Here's my theory. Really, there's no king. There's no king. It's just that these 7 people, they have a board of trustees, and they decide they're talking in the name of the king. And so because he has this problem that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that the king would want to see me. So he develops a theory that there's actually no king. Yeah, he comes to, and so the simple one. So the messenger says, here's a letter from the king. He says, I don't know how to read. Could you read it for me? He says, the king wants to meet you. He said, the king wants to meet you. Yeah. Okay. He said, wife, I'm off. The king wants to meet me. He goes. And the next thing he knows, so he has a meeting with the king, and he becomes great, and he becomes a treasurer, he becomes a ruler, and like everything becomes good. And so Rabbi Nachman is obviously talking like this is a metaphor for like what do you do? It's like that the Torah comes to every one of us and it says that like the master of the world, the creator, the infinite source of everything. So he cares about you. He wants to have a relationship with you. And so like it's very easy to overthink and say like, no, it doesn't make sense. And because you overthink so much, so you come to say like yeah, I think this whole thing is just a bunch of garbage. But on the other hand, if you're just simple, you say, wow, Hashem wants to meet with me. I'm here. Hashem, I love you too. And like then you can have a real relationship that only because you didn't think so much. So this is that to believe in myself requires that I stop thinking so much. This is emunah that defies chachma. This is the emunah of keter. This is the emunah of the highest sphira, that to reach a level which is beyond chachma, beyond understanding, even beyond a tiny bit of understanding, that completely nonsensical emunah, that why on earth would Hashem care about me? It's okay. I don't have to understand. It doesn't need to make sense. I'll just accept it. I'll just trust Hashem. And like in this context, we need to bring I love to quote from Rav Kook. That Rav Kook says that 90% of Kedushat Yisrael, 90% of the holiness of a Yid is inborn. The difference of the Kedusha of the biggest Rasha compared to the biggest Tzaddik is the difference between 90 and 100. But 90% is just you woke up, you're scoring a 90. Okay? I don't know, is 90 an A or an A plus? A minus. Okay. So give him a curve. Okay, look at 93. Is that A? So before you wake up, you're getting an A. Okay? So the difference between the biggest Rasha, the guy that makes every single mistake in the book, and the guy that makes every single correct decision in the book, the difference is between an A and A plus. But we're all superstars. No matter how much we mess up, we're all superstars just because of our neshama. And so this is really what, like this the theme song of this of the war that we're in, that Hashem mitbarach tamid ohavati v'tamid yali raktov. That this is our mantra, that Hashem always loves me and it'll only be good for us. It'll only be good for us. And I remember when it first became popular, so I saw some secular journalist was upset at the lyrics of the song, because it's like taking it's so like happy-go-lucky, no worries, and like it's a lack of responsibility. Like, who told you Hashem loves you? Who told you that everything is going to be good? Like, how dare you? Like, if you do good, then Hashem loves you. If you don't do good, maybe Hashem doesn't love you. Maybe you're messing up. Maybe Hashem is going to kill you because you did the horrible sin of liking Bibi, and like that, or the horrible sin of fighting against the righteous Gazans, and like. Whatever, like, who says Hashem loves you? Who says? How do you know? And this is the emunah of Keter. This is the emunah of Atika. This is the emunah that defies rhyme and reason, that defies logic. That Hashem yitbarach tamid ohavati v'tamid yali rakto, and this is like, if you think about it, this is what makes us so beautiful before Hashem. That if you ask some princess that they're engaged to the most amazing Prince Charming in the world, and so like everybody knows that this is like the most amazing prince, and he's the most talented, he's the most powerful, and he's the sweetest, and just the kindest, and the most compassionate, and they ask the princess, the interview of the princess, and it says, "Princess, tell us, like, how did you deserve it? How did you get the prince to fall in love with you?" So like, if she says like, "Well, I have been training for the past 15 years, and like I did a lot of research of like what his preferences are, and like I went to princess school, so like I know how to do," like everybody's gonna like boo her, and like that's the ugliest thing that she could possibly say, right? And as opposed to if she says, "I don't know. I'm speechless. I feel like I'm just hoping he's just not going to snap out of it. Like, I don't know. Like, everybody else was so much more worthy than me, and I don't know what he was thinking. Like, I'm not going to fight with him. Like, I think this is like the biggest mistake he ever made. Like, and so that is what makes her so beautiful. That is what makes her so precious. The fact that she doesn't think that she deserves it. That is precisely why he picked her. So this is precisely that act of emunah, that place of emunah, the place of saying that, I don't know why Hashem picked me so much. This is what's so ugly about the people, that they really think that if we're firm enough, if we make all the right decisions, then we will deserve to, like, you serious? Like, you really think that you did all of your responsibility to Hashem? You think that now you deserve a good life? You think now that you deserve that Hashem should save you? Like, you haven't come close. You haven't come close. Like the Vilna Gaon, so before Yom Kippur, so he was crying about the fact that there was 3 minutes in the course of the year that he couldn't account for. They're like, if you, like, that makes sense. that makes sense, because like Hashem gave you, so every minute of your life is a precious gift, is a priceless gift, and like, how dare you waste even one moment? Like that, if you want to make sense, if you want to justify your existence, so like, let's see you justify your existence. Like even the biggest tzaddikim can't justify their existence. We're all relying on Hashem's compassion. We're all relying on Hashem's mercy. That like we don't deserve this. So the only response to why does Hashem love you so much is like, I don't know. I'm just so lucky. It doesn't make any sense. I just am keeping my finger as Magen David that he's not gonna change his mind. And this is the way that the emunah is that Hashem loves me despite everything, and this is really that what we need. This is really what we need to succeed, to bring Geula, to bring Mashiach. Like this is when I told you that when I opened the class by saying that this is what I felt like I need to hear. This is I think that Hashem was really talking to me specifically with this message, is because like I've been a little bit distraught for a large portion of this war. That like at the beginning I was very excited. I was very that like, yeah, this is it. This is Mashiach's coming, and like this is the end, and like I knew that we needed to be united, and like it was so beautiful that we're coming together and we're like united for about 2 days, and then we started fighting again, and then all the protests started again, and we started hating each other again, and it was like I was so broken. I'm like, whoa, so I guess Mashiach is not coming, and like I guess eventually it's going to come, but like I was thinking like first we have to get our act together, like first we have to deserve to be redeemed. That's literally the words I was saying, and we need to deserve to be redeemed, like so that we need to work on unity. Once we work on unity, then we'll deserve to be redeemed, and then Hashem will redeem us. And like Hashem is like laughing at us and he's saying, Kirsten, you think you deserve to be redeemed? Like you'll just trust me. I'll redeem you even if it doesn't make sense. I'll redeem you even without justification, without any rationale, without anything. I can serve. I can answer up all the questions. It doesn't have to be go by any rules. And this is really Purim. Persia, Iran is Persia, right? So that's why I started that this is like our war against Iran is Purim 2.0. Mm-hmm. And everybody knows that the biggest mitzvah on Purim is to get so drunk. Ad lo yada. That's what Purim is all about. So why is Purim about Ad lo yada? So the Gemara says that Haman min hatara minayin. What's the source? What's the source of Haman? What's the source of Chamanai? The source is that it actually sounds so similar. Chamanai Haman says, yeah. So Haman min hatara minayin, Chamanai min hatara minayin, Hamin ha'etz asher tziviti levilti achal. The Gemara says, what? The Eitz that the source of Haman, Chamanai, is in the Eitz Hadat. So the source of all evil, the source of the destruction of the Jewish people, is from the Eitz Hadat Tovara. What do you mean Eitz Hadat Tovara? Is from this place of being judgmental, from this place of thinking that I know what's good and what's bad, I know who is good and who is bad, I know who is worthy, who is unworthy, and the tikkun of Haman is Ad lo yada, is to just go beyond understanding, to say, Hashem, I don't know anything. I don't understand. I don't need to understand. I can't understand. I want you to bring this infinite geula down, this infinite redemption down that defies all rhyme and reason. And this is how we destroy. This is how we destroy Amalek. This is how we destroy all of our enemies. And this is the emunah. This is the emunah that is required for our geula, and this is the emunah that was the mistake of the Meraglim. This is what the Meraglim, they thought that we don't deserve it. Lo b'tzidkatcha. So if we don't deserve it, we can't come there. And that was the mistake of the Meraglim. The Meraglim thought that we need to deserve it, and Hashem is telling this, it's okay. Don't think so much. You're not going to deserve it, and you're still going to get it. That doesn't make sense. It's not going to make sense. Ad lo yada. So I bless us all that we should come to this real emunah, this higher level of emunah, this emunah of ad lo yada, this emunah that Hashem is going to save us, even if it doesn't make any sense to us. This emunah that we are all stars. Every single Jew is a superstar. Kulam tzadikim. That every single Yid is a tzaddik, li'olam yeshav, and that is through the understanding that we are all tzaddikim, that we're all superstars. So it's through this that we will that we will come to really inherit in a very permanent way to the land of Israel. And this will be the tikkun of the Chet HaMeraglim, and this will bring us in this war right now against Chmanai Haman. So this will bring us redemption and Geula B'ezrat Hashem, l'chaim l'chaim.